Hi, Albana. Thank you so much for being with us today for this WiiA International Development Day. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well, and it's all summer in Tirana, so it's all good.
You're lucky, and I know how much how the weather is so good in Albania at this season. Um,
Yeah,
well, again, thank you so much for being with us today. Before we kickstart, because our audience, we have 20 minutes, and audience wants really much to get to the point and get to the topic of today. Um, just the audience knows who you are, and I'm going to ask you to introduce you quickly, but I just want to remind everybody that I believe from 2017 to 2019, you were appointed as a Deputy Minister for Finance and Economy in Albania. And
yes,
since December 2019, you are the Managing Director of Lufthansa Industry Solutions. Is that correct? And can you tell us a bit more about yourself, please?
yes, Romain, yes, that's correct. After a long time in the private sector, back in 2017, I decided to accept an invitation to join the government in the role of deputy minister responsible for mainly economic development and foreign direct investments. I took it as a challenge, and it was really every bit of a challenge that I had hoped for. I had an opportunity to get to know from the inside, from the policy perspective, the kind of measures that once introduced in the market can really generate economic growth, even though it's hard to realize when you are in the middle of it. But then when you obtain a little bit of perspective, you see that even some things, some small measures can have actually quite a huge impact. When I joined, it has been actually quite a recent thing, a special focus on the digitalization, and digitalization had been very high in the agenda of the government, even the current one, but also the current one is now in the third term. It was already digitalization a top priority in the first mandate, and even in the second mandate, where I was also part of the government. And some small measures that have been introduced back in 2013, 2014, actually now looking back, you can tell that they have generated a huge impact in our economy, and also in developing of a sector that nobody thought that Albania actually had a real potential. And this is how I also landed in the new role as managing director of the Lufthansa Industry Solutions Tirana branch. This company had been created in 2017, and let's say at the time that the company was created, it was more like a test to see whether it would be possible to create a center in Albania with young developers who could fit really well with a German working culture, and who could integrate themselves working in the IT software development sector. And I can tell that looking back, in 2017, there was only one company with more than 100 IT
Wow.
consultants or software developers. And now in 2022, let's say 5 years after, there are more than 5 companies with more
Wow.
than 100. So Lufthansa Industry Solutions as such has been, let's say, our company here in Tirana has been fully part of Lufthansa Industry Solutions since 2019. And it started from zero, as I said, in 2017, and right now we have more than 300 employees. About 95% of them are actually IT consultants, highly qualified software engineers working day to day together with our colleagues from the Lufthansa Industry Solutions in Germany, to provide software development services and IT consulting services to all the clients of Lufthansa Group, but also outside the Lufthansa Group. So this has been, let's say, my path, my personal path. But on the other hand, in parallel, as I mentioned in the beginning, some small measures, the correct interventions that you can do from the perspective of the policymaker can have a huge impact on the development of this aspect of our economy. And I'm glad also to support. Now I'm back in the private sector, and obviously I have taken advantage of my network and my connections that I have still in the public sector, and I can tell that the policies from the government are still going on the right direction, and now the ambition is even higher. There's a concrete program to have 10,000 software developers or software engineers by 2030, and
10,000?
10,000, yes. Wow. By 2030, which is let's say big ambition. But on the other hand, if you tackle it systematically, then I think it's more than realistic to expect that by 2030 there will be a lot of growth in this industry.
This is very impressive. Thank you so much, Albana. I think in your intro you covered more than 4 or 5 questions that I had in mind. So no, that was very comprehensive.